Hello and welcome back, Emily Jean if you're new here, and today we are doing a giant Dollar Tree book haul. I think this is my largest Dollar Tree book haul so far, so I hope you're excited to find out what I found. We've got some really well-known authors, some books I'm super excited about, so if you want to find out, then grab your drink and let's get cozy. Okay, I've already knocked this pile over once, but I'm going to try to show you all the books I've hauled from the Dollar Tree over the last couple months. I go in a lot to get crafts for my son, even cleaning supplies, so I usually just take a peek at what their books are and if they have any new ones in. So I have 11 to share with you, plus a few honorable mentions, and I'm going to go in order of the lowest rated on Goodreads to the highest rated. So we're going to save the best for last, and I can't wait to share some of these with you guys. Okay, honorable mentions. I found a couple for my son and one for my husband, which I was really excited about. So Willard is 3, going to be 4 in September, and he's really into monsters right now, big time. So we found Monster High Diaries. I always let him look in the kids section and pick out any ones that he might want. So we found a couple of the Monster High ones, which I thought were super cute. The illustrations look really cute, and I think we'll have fun reading these together. And then for my husband, he loves graphic novels, and they actually had a Green Lantern graphic novel or comic book. Green Lantern Secret of Origins. The illustrations look really vibrant. I mean, super nice quality for $1.25 now, I guess. But that was a find I was super excited about because I don't often find things for my husband there that he'd be interested in. And now on to our giant pile. So all of these were actually rated pretty high on Goodreads. This is the lowest one, and it was 3.42. So everything goes up from there. And this is We All Love the Beautiful Girls by Joanne Prue. 3.42 stars on Goodreads. It only has 931 ratings. This one is a contemporary. I've been getting more and more into contemporaries, so I was excited to check it out, and it just feels like suburban drama with a little mystery and a little twist. So I guess at the beginning we find out that a couple has lost all their life savings to a neighbor friend who like scammed them or something. And at the same time, we find out that their teenage son went to a party, drank too much, passed out in a snowbank. We don't know what happens, but it's kind of implied that he dies. And then it's like the mystery that ensues and the community coming apart. So I'm hoping for this one that it will be like a submersive read where you really like feel in the community. You're kind of a little bit suspicious of everybody, and you find out at the end maybe how people come together or how everybody's torn apart. We'll see. So We All Love the Beautiful Girls by Joanne Prue is the first Dollar Tree haul for today. The next one. This is by Ali. This is by Ali Condi, who wrote the Matched series, which is a series I definitely enjoyed when I read it. This is a YA fantasy sci-fi, and it's called Atlantia. If you guys don't know, I have a bit of obsession with Atlantia lore. I've just always been drawn to it, so I was really excited to see this, and then I recognized her name and realized she was the author of the Matched series, so I've enjoyed her writing before. I was surprised to see it at the dollar store, and it only has 3.42 stars on Goodreads with 15,000 ratings. But this cover is gorgeous. The subtext says, "Human voices wake us and we drown." So we know from the synopsis that there are 2 worlds, one below and one above. There's 2 sisters. One of the sisters always dreamed of the sky above, but then her sister leaves and strands her down below. And her siren voice releases. And so I guess it's maybe like a coming of age. For this one, I'm hoping for some really atmospheric Atlantia vibes. Under the Ocean Lost World would be really, really cool. If most of it is spent above land, I don't think it will be exciting, but I do also like siren lore, so I'm excited to check this one out. Atlantia by Ali Condi. The next one, I'd actually prepared this whole video, had everything written out, and then found this one and had to add it in. So this is by the same author who wrote Bird Box, which I thought was a great movie. I did not read the book, to be honest, but I really enjoyed the movie. So if that's kind of the worlds that he creates and the mystery, then I thought I might like this one. This is called Inspection. It is horror. It has 3.47 stars on GoodReads with just over 6,000 ratings. And it's about Jay. I guess there's two schools, one where all the boys go, one where all the girls go, but they don't know the other ones exist. They're being trained to be prodigies of art, science, athletics, like well-rounded individuals, really skilled at what they do in these schools. But Jay at the boys' school starts to suspect that there's more out there in the world, and Kay from the girls' school starts to suspect the same. So I think it's a story of them realizing what the world is really like. But I like that it's marked under horror, because I think that will put even more of a twist than just kind of like a post-apocalyptic world or a dystopian novel. I'm excited to see what the horror element is for this one. I'm hoping with this one that I will be really creeped out and enjoy the story. So that's Inspection by Josh Mallerman. Next up, I just loved this title, Here So Far Away. Doesn't that say so much and so little? Here So Far Away is by Hadley Dyer. This is a YA contemporary romance. It has 3.48 stars and only 366 ratings, so not a very well-known book yet. I'm curious about the romance piece because it says that this is about a cop's daughter who falls in love with an older man, loses her best friend along the way, which I don't know is like losing her from death or losing her because they grew apart. She's battling depression and trying to survive her last year of high school. So I don't want the relationship with the older man to be too creepy and inappropriate. I don't really dig those stories. I don't like that it says older man. But I am kind of open to like a heart-wrenching contemporary read. I'd rather be less creeped out and more like feeling compassion for the girl, really feeling the emotional state that she's in. So I'm hoping for some of those vibes in Here So Far Away by Hadley Dyer. That's book 4 of 11 of this giant Dollar Tree book haul. So if you're hanging in there, you're awesome. And let's get on to book 5. This one is another contemporary. This was marked as family and women's fiction, which I have a question. What is women's fiction? Is it fiction where a woman's the main character? Because I feel like that's so many things. I feel like it's implied that it's written because women will enjoy it. I just want to know a little bit more about this women's fiction genre. I feel like don't call it that. Just call it whatever else it is, a contemporary, right? Just a weird genre name to me. Anyways, it's family, contemporary. It's called A Sister in My House, and it is by Linda Olson. It has 3.48 stars on GoodReads, about 1,000 ratings, and it's supposed to take place just over a weekend. So there's two sisters, their mom dies. One of the sisters lives a pretty isolated life, doesn't like a lot of company, pretty happy in that. The other sister comes to visit after the funeral and kind of breaks apart her solo lifestyle. It's about them like coming together, taking walks on the beaches. I think it takes place in Spain, and I guess by the end of the weekend, the sister who's coming to visit shares like some unspeakable horrors from their past, and it's about them like working through that. So for this one, I'm hoping for like an atmospheric read. There's a book I read, was it this year or last year? It might have been last year, When We Believed in Mermaids by Barbara O'Neill, and it was so good. And so this book kind of gives me those vibes. That book was contemporary. There was a teeny bit of mystery, but I definitely would not call it a mystery book. It was also two sisters. One of the sisters supposedly died in a train wreck, and then come to find out they see her on the news, she's not dead. So it's about the sisters rediscovering themselves, and I really, really enjoyed that book. So this one is kind of giving me similar vibes, with sisters like rediscovering themselves, kind of dredging things up from the past. So I'm hoping for that like heart-warming, heart-wrenching sort of vibe, with hopefully a really beautiful setting in Spain, for A Sister in My House by Linda Olson. Okay, next up we have a couple of YA fantasies, which the covers look so good. And this first one is We Rule the Night by Claire Eliza Bartlett. Phoenix Rising much? I love the gold. I love the Phoenix energy. Their realm is the night, their realm is the air. The union's women fly for you, even unto death. So the union is going to become important, because I guess it's about two characters. One is a factory worker who uses magic illegally, and so she gets in big trouble. The other is a girl who disguises herself as a boy to join the army and fight alongside her father. They find out she's a girl, and she gets in big trouble as well. So instead of going to prison or whatever they do in this world, they offer them a chance to join this union and to fly for the union in secret missions that they can't tell anybody about. But in great YA fantasy angst, the two girls can't stand each other, and they have to share a cockpit together. So they can't stand each other. For this book, I'm hoping for a lot of witty banter, a lot of like push and pull between their relationship, a lot of circumstances bringing them closer and closer together before they realize it, until they finally realize they actually really love and care about each other, and they've been through a lot, and they will support each other through to the end. While fantastical elements are happening and something epic takes place. That's what I'm hoping for in this one. This is We Rule the Night by Claire Eliza Bartlett. Did I tell you the ratings? 3.74 with 1,471 ratings on GoodReads right now. Definitely think, hopefully, this will be a fun one. Then the next one was a book in a FairyLoot crate, which is so cool. This is not the FairyLoot edition, but this book was chosen for FairyLoot, which tend to be more popular ones. So this is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. I think I remember seeing this cover. It feels familiar to me. But this, of course, is a YA fantasy. It has 3.83 stars on Goodreads average, about 3,400 ratings. And it is about a 16-year-old princess who has to turn to like this dark fae instructor to make her magic more dark, I think, maybe. And she's going to have to eventually make the choice to choose her death or her sister's death. So we've definitely got sibling rivalry, we've got magic. For this one, I'm hoping that we get a lot of the magic element. I'm hoping that we get a lot of the magic system. We get to see how magic develops over time. I find that so interesting. And I hope that the sibling rivalry doesn't necessarily feel like 16-year-olds fighting. Even though it is YA, I hope maybe there's a little more depth to it. Not that 16-year-olds can't have depth. 16-year-olds can go through a lot of really difficult stuff, but sometimes in YA, 16-year-olds aren't written with a lot of depth. Is that judgmental? Probably. But I hope that we get a lot of depth in their relationship. I hope we get a lot of depth in the magic system, and this is what I'm looking for in A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. Okay, four more. Look at the cover on this one. Look at that. Come on. I think that's beautiful. This is called A Pure Heart by Rajia Hasib. This is a contemporary, 3.81 stars, a little over 1,000 ratings on Goodreads. I think I'm noticing there's a big theme of sisters in this book haul, because this is also about two sisters who are Muslim. One of the sisters dies in a suicide bombing, and the other sister goes back to kind of sift through her artifacts, find out more about her life, and she finds a lot of unanswered questions. And I'm hoping that this one will be emotional, a little bit mysterious, insightful, that it will make me think about how people get so religious, how people's lives change based on their location. Because one of the sisters moves to Egypt, I think. She married an Egyptologist and moved to New York, while the other one stayed in Cairo. So I'm interested to see if there's anything about like culture shaping and shifting people. I think that would be really, really interesting to read. So this is A Pure Heart by Raja Hasib. The next one is a middle grade, and I've been kind of moving away from middle grades. They haven't been drawing me in as much. The last middle grade I truly loved and was sucked in by was A Green Glass House by Kate Milford, and that was probably 4 years ago at this point. I read the second one. I really liked that. Tried to read the third one. Just had to DNF it. I tried to read it like 3 times. It's different characters. It's set before the original characters, and I just couldn't get into it. And since then, every middle grade I've tried to start, I just haven't gotten into. But something about this one gives me hope, because it's called Anyone But Ivy Pocket by Caleb Crisp, and it gives me total Pippi Longstocking, Punky Brewster vibes. Like, I'm really, really hoping for a fun middle grade character who's got that like adventurous solo sort of vibe, and I'm hoping that the writing is really good as well. So Ivy Pocket is a 12-year-old maid with a very lofty opinion of herself. But the countess who she's a maid to drops her in Paris, I guess, with like no plan, no money. So she's definitely alone on her own. And to get some money, she takes this gig of bringing a precious clock to this rich and wealthy woman. Look, it says enough to buy a carriage and possibly a monkey. Come on, is this inspired by Pippi Longstocking? I have to know. I absolutely love Pippi. Love Pippi. Although looking now as an adult having a kid, I'm like, Pippi, I want to be your mom. She was all alone. So it's not long before Ivy finds herself at the heart of a conspiracy involving mischief, mayhem, and murder. Okay. I will give this middle grade a chance. I'm super excited. I hope it has those Pippi vibes. We shall see. And also, if I love it, maybe it's a series. Maybe I can read it with Willard too. Although he's not, there are some pictures in it. He can do pretty well if there's a picture like every 3 to 5 pages. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. Okay, so that's Anyone But Ivy Pocket by Caleb Crisp. Then we do actually have another middle grade. I know, but this cover is too fun. It's too fun. At first I thought it was contemporary, so I was really surprised to find out that it was middle grade, but this is A Tangle of Knots. A Tangle of Knots by Lisa Graff. This is our second highest rated book on GoodReads. It is 3.95 stars with just under 10,000 ratings. And it is told in multiple viewpoints, which I really dig when that happens. And it says A Tangle of Knots is a magnificent puzzle. So I like the idea of putting together all the different viewpoints to see what's happening in this world. And I guess it's like a slightly magical world. So maybe it is magical realism, probably. But I love the hot air balloon. I love like the sunset colors on this cover. And so I guess our main character is Katie, who is an orphan with a phenomenal talent for cake baking. Her destiny leads her to a mysterious address that houses a lost luggage emporium. Anytime the word emporium shows up, it just feels so magical and different. An old recipe, a family of children searching for their own talents, and a talent thief who will alter her life forever. Ooh, if she's lucky, fate may reunite her with her long-lost parent. So I'm hoping that this is quirky, magical, and that they do reunite at the end, so we get that heartwarming vibe. So that is A Tangle of Knots by Lisa Graff. Okay. Are you ready for our final highest rated book from the book haul on Goodreads, but with a caveat, it only has 127 ratings, so it's easy to get a higher rating, I think, when you have less. It's also easy to get a really, really low rating. But anyways, it has 4.02 stars average on Goodreads, 127 ratings, and it is called Dial M for Maine Coon. I had to get it. It's a Maine Coon cat. It's a mystery with cats and dogs. A Forever Pets mystery. I don't know if this is a well-known series. It's actually not the first in the series. It's by Alex Erickson. Assault and Cattery. Come on, this is so adorable. This probably falls under the cozy mystery vibes. But I love it because I live in Maine. Maine Coon cats are the best. They're so cool. And it's like a fun little mystery, which I think will be perfect for the summer. So, we do have a human in this. Liz is thrilled to find a forever home for her latest rescue, Seamus, a Maine Coon cat. But on adoption day, she discovers Seamus's would-be owner, Joe Hitchcock, murdered in his study. Dun dun dun. His real name was Joe Danvers, a man accused of killing his wife 30 years ago. So Liz has to find out what happened. I'm hoping in this one that the animals do take more of a lead in solving the mystery. It is called a Forever Pets mystery. So hopeful. Oh my gosh, this guy has wheels. So, yeah, I'm just hoping it'll be a fun, cute, quick summer mystery read. And also kind of me delving into cozy mysteries to see if I do like them or if I like more of the darker mysteries. Oh, I guess he also wrote the Bookstore Cafe Mysteries, which sounds like a great atmosphere. And the first Forever Pets mystery was called The Pomeranian Always Barks Twice. The Pomeranian's face is so cute. You're probably not going to be able to see it. Maybe. So cute. So that's our last one. What did you guys think? 11 books. I'm so excited to read about. I now have 22 books from the Dollar Tree on my TBR shelf. So I have to start getting at some of these. Let me know in the comments below if you made it this far, which one you would be the most excited to check out. If you don't want to write anything out, leave me a cat emoji to represent our Maine Coon cat. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I will see you in another video very soon, and have a good day. Yeah. Okay, bye guys.